I'm sure your worlds sometimes look like this one on the right, which is pretty messed up. Or maybe I've just built several fences and maybe a building or two, but I want to test something else. Now I could fly to some other position, or as I've told you about before, I have a little program that quickly moves to another clean position. But I also have this little gadget, which I call Fix. And, well, I really call it Flat Fixer. And what Flat Fixer does is just that. It fixes a flat world. Now let's see, how does it do that? Well, pretty simple. First, it has two parameters. Size is the square, how many blocks in a side of a square area that you want to fix. Now, size, because I'm using fill blocks, there's a limit to how large that volume can be. And so size times size has to be less than 32,700 and something. Also, size should be greater than 2. And if either of those fail, we set size to 180, which I found to be just the largest size I can have without exceeding the limit once it's squared. Well, maybe you could go 181, 182, haven't tested that. Now, sky is how many blocks high, that is the Y, above the ground do you want to clear. So one of my programs have buildings that might be, 50 blocks high, but most of them are closer to the ground. So sky is valid values can't be less than 1 and can't be greater than 100. If it's outside of either of these ranges, including if it's 0, it's set to 5 by default. Now, I should say that up here in testing size, if it's 0, then it's set to the default of 180. So you can just run fix with no parameters, and it defaults to size 180 and sky 5. Okay, once you have valid parameters, calculate half size, because we're going to clean an area around the origin, which is where the player is, except on the ground. We're going to so we want to know half the size, because that will actually be you can think of it as the radius. It's on each side of the player. They will be half size blocks. Then we're going to need a negative half size in order to specify the fill commands, so we calculate a negative half size. And then we set origin in case it has not already been set, and I teleport the player to 50, y equals 50, so that's pretty high up in the sky, so it can watch all that fixing take place. Then we do the sky portion. Well, the sky portion, the volume of it would be so big because it has so many layers that a fill command will not work here. So we do it in a loop where we loop from 0 to sky -1 and fill with air from origin to negative half side, and Z is negative half side, and the air index is the index on the loop. So that's the layers, which go from 0, 1, 2, above sky, above origin, sorry. And then the other limit is, so we're going to go from that point to this point, which is half size. Notice these are positive, half size X and Z, and air index Y. So we're only doing one level or one y value at a time, because the y value is being is error index. So it moves up until it's erased everything. Okay. Next, we're going to put 2 layers of dirt at world positions 1 and 2. So that we can do with a fill command. And the x and z coordinates in the from and to are specified as above, starting with the negative values, and then the 2 are the positive values. And error index, if you notice that error index here is going 0 to 1, so error index -3 and error index -3 in these 2 places will be the right. It will come out to positions 1 and 2. Yeah, I had to count on my fingers to get that. Okay, then we're going to put grass on top at world position y = 3. Okay, that's easy to do. We're going to fill with grass, same negative, starting at the negatives and going to the positives, and it's only 1 layer at -1, just below the player's feet. And the world is fixed. Okay, let's just do that one more time. First, we need to mess it up. I've included both fix and bang in the same code, so that because it's very handy to have bang in order to test flat fixer. And I've also done another video and written a blog post on bang, and then we have the joy of fixing it. Okay, it takes a while to do the error, and then bang, it does all those layers and it's fixed. Enjoy. And we code make code.